Good evening. My name is April Anderson, and I'm the Health and Wellbeing Educator and Foodwise Coordinator at the Monroe County Extension Office. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to make roasted pumpkin seeds. What's the first thing that we need to do? Yep, you guessed it. We need to wash our hands. So I'm going to do that right now. So it's important to wash our hands with warm, soapy water, making sure we get in between our fingers and wash all parts of our hands. And then get them dried off. All right, now we're going to look at the directions for the roasted pumpkin seeds recipe. So here we go. Step number 1 says to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. So I'm doing that right now. Step number 2 says to wash the pumpkin seeds in a colander to remove the pulp and fibers, and then thoroughly dry the seeds with a towel. I already did this step, so my seeds are dry and they're ready to go. Step number 3 is in a small bowl, combine the pumpkin seeds. So here's my small bowl. Okay, here's my small bowl. Combine the pumpkin seeds, and for the recipe, it calls for 3/4 cup of raw pumpkin seeds. I'm going to grab those measuring cups real quick here. So I have a 1/2 cup measuring cup and a 1/4 measuring cup, and these two together make 3/4. Okay. All right, there's my 3/4, or my half, the first part of it. And then here's the 1/4 cup. So I have all the seeds in there that the recipe calls for. Next, we need to add the olive oil. It says 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So here's my olive oil and my tablespoon. So I can add that in. And then next is the seasonings. And Vicki and Josh at the office provided a little packet with your newsletter. So you can go ahead and add the seasonings to the pumpkin seeds and olive oil. And then we are combining these things together. So I'm stirring it up until everything is well combined. I am almost there. All right, that looks good. It looks well combined. The next step, step number 4, is to lightly grease a sheet pan with olive oil. So here's the sheet pan that I'm going to use. And so I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on the pan. To start with, I can always add more if I need to, and I'm just going to use this paper towel to help me spread the olive oil around on the pan, getting all the corners and the whole surface covered with the olive oil. All right, that looks good. And then the next part of step number 4 is to evenly spread the seasoned pumpkin seeds on the pan. So I'm going to dump those on there. Got a little bit of seasoning left in the bowl, so I'm just going to use a spatula to get that out. And on the pan, we want all of that good flavor. And then spread the seeds out on the pan using my spoon here, my wooden spoon. And then I'm also going to just shake the pan to help get them all separated and spread out. And then step number 5 is to bake until the seeds are toasted and crunchy, about 12 to 15 minutes. Once my oven finishes preheating, I will go ahead and stick the pumpkin seeds in the oven. And since we're still waiting for the oven to finish preheating, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the nutritional value of pumpkin seeds. They have high levels of healthy fats. They are a good source of protein. They have lots of vitamins and minerals. And one of the minerals that they have is vitamin A, which helps to keep our skin and our eyes healthy. And here's some interesting pumpkin facts for you. It's believed that pumpkins have originated in Central America. American Indians used pumpkins as a staple in their diet. They are grown in every continent except Antarctica. Pumpkin is a fruit. Pumpkins also come in green, yellow, red, white, and even blue. And that's something that I just learned recently. I didn't realize that they came in all of those different colors. Maybe that's new information for you as well. I also have a few jokes. What do you get when you drop a pumpkin? Yes, you guessed it right. Squash. What do you use to mend a jack-o'-lantern? Yes, you guessed it right again. A pumpkin patch. All right, and I'm still waiting on the oven to finish preheating. It should be done pretty soon here. This past weekend, I visited a pumpkin patch, and I also went to a farmer's market, which is where I picked up the pumpkin to use for, to get the seeds out of it for this roasted pumpkin seeds recipe that we're doing. And while I was visiting a pumpkin patch, I bought some apple cider and I even bought some caramel apple cider donuts. And they both tasted delicious. So after these pumpkin seeds go into the oven, I'm thinking I'm going to have a nice glass of hot apple cider. Sounds delicious. I don't know about you, but this time of year, I'm really enjoying the beautiful colors of the trees, the beautiful fall colors, and going out for walks. The weather is definitely starting to cool down. And also, this time of year, I enjoy looking at all of the Halloween decorations that people put up. I myself have quite a few decorations up. Here is one of them. It's right near my computer here. It has some ghosts and a pumpkin and some bats on it. I also have a spider web light that's hanging up in one of my windows. And I have fun Halloween um, decorations on my doors and in some of my other windows. Super fun this time of year. Um, And the oven shouldn't need to preheat too much longer, should be almost there. And then we'll get the pumpkin seeds in there. Talk with your family about some of your favorite traditions for this time of the year. I can smell the pumpkin seeds with all the seasonings on them as I'm standing here. They smell pretty good. This is actually my first time making roasted pumpkin seeds. My mom doesn't think that I will like them, but I think that I might. We'll see. Once they come out of the oven and they cool off a bit, I will give them a try and then I'll find out if I like them or not. Maybe for some of you, it's your first time making roasted pumpkin seeds too. Thank you for your patience as we're waiting for my oven to finish preheating. It would have been really nice if this food demonstration could have been done in person, but as we know, COVID-19 has changed things, and it will be really nice when we can go back to doing things like this in person. So it's actually, my very first food demonstration, and it's being done virtually. Prior to working at Extension, I worked at the public library here in Sparta for about 4.5 years. Oh, there goes the oven. It just beeped, so it's preheated. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the pumpkin seeds in the oven. And then in about 5 minutes, I will take them out and stir them up a little bit and then see how they're doing, how they're coming along, and then put them back into the oven. As I was saying, I used to work at a public library prior to working at Extension. And prior to working at the public library, I was an elementary teacher for 8 years. I started out in Kenosha and I worked at two different schools there in the elementary grades. My first year of teaching, I taught second grade, and my second year of teaching, I taught first grade. And then I ended up back in second grade again for a few years. And then I ended up actually teaching third grade at Norwalk, Ontario, Wilton Elementary for a year. And then after that, I worked at Meadowview Intermediate here in Sparta for 3 years. And then, as you know, after that, I started working at the library. All right, so we've got about 4 more minutes before I'll check on the seeds to see how they're doing. It's always hard to wait. You're just excited for them to come out, and then you want to start eating whatever comes out of the oven right away. I know that I'm anxious for them to be done so I can try them and see if I like them. I'm sure you know what that feels like too. It's hard to wait sometimes. All right, it's been 5 minutes, so I'm going to take the pumpkin seeds out and stir them around. So I'm stirring the pumpkin seeds around a little bit. And then I'm going to put them back into the oven for about another 5 minutes. And then we'll see how they're doing. All right, another 5 minutes have passed, so I'm going to take out the pumpkin seeds again for the second time and stir them around. They sure smell good. I can't wait to try them when they're finished. All right, I'm going to put them back into the oven again one more time for 5 minutes, and then they will be finished. All right, another 5 minutes has passed. So the pumpkin seeds have been in the oven for a total of 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and shut the oven off, put my oven mitt back on, and take the pumpkin seeds out of the oven. All right. And then the recipes talk about transferring the pumpkin seeds to a bowl. So I will work on doing that right now so that they can cool off. All right. So the pumpkin seeds are in the bowl and I'll let them cool off a little bit. And I did turn the oven off. Always a good plan to double check to make sure it's off. I'm going to just blow on these a little bit, help cool them off, and then I'll try one and I'll see if I like it. All right, I just tried my first roasted pumpkin seed and it was pretty good. I hope that you enjoy your roasted pumpkin seeds as well. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again.